Well, hello there, my fellow rushers. How are you doing today? King Rexy here, and today we're back with yet another epic 1v1s in Kingdom Rush Vengeance. Now, this fight is gonna be quite interesting because it was suggested by one of my viewers. So, today we're gonna be witnessing the epic showdown between King Malik versus the Paragon. Now, this fight is gonna be quite a unique one, but before we discuss the base stats of the contestants, let's talk about the rounds, in case you've missed the first episode. So, the battle is gonna consist of 3 rounds. In the first round, both contestants are gonna be spawned with a little bit of distance in between each other, so that way in case they have a ranged attack or a summoning ability, they can use it. The second fight, however, both contestants are gonna start the fight directly in melee combat with abilities still attached. And in the last fight, they're only gonna be left with their basic attacks. So whoever has the superior stats is gonna win probably in the last round. But anyway, with that out of the way, let's discuss the stats of our contestants. Okay, so as we can see here, Malik is meh. Like, his HP is a little bit higher than that of Ulrich, so that's a positive, but then again, the Paragon is pretty beefy, so I don't know if having 12,000 HP is gonna be enough, especially when he has no armor or magic resistance to speak of. Which is kinda stupid, because in the original Kingdom Rush, for some reason he had 50% armor at level 10, which is kinda funny. Now, his basic attack. It does relatively high damage, but the cooldown is atrocious. 3 seconds cooldown. That's a very slow attack rate. Like, for comparison, the Swamp Thing's melee attack is 2.5 seconds. So yeah, that's pretty bad, Malik. That's pretty bad. Granted, his basic attacks deal area damage, but in a 1v1, that's not gonna matter. Now, for his special abilities. We're not gonna count the tower destruction ability, simply because, well, we're not gonna be building any towers to help us. It's gonna be just this guy and the Paragon. So yeah. His other abilities though are counted. In this case, the Lightning Strike, which deals surprisingly good amount of damage, and it is magic damage, and as you know, the Paragon has dual resistances, but his magic resistance is a little bit weaker than his armor, so his Lightning Strike is gonna be able to chunk the Paragon quite a bit before they get into close combat, which is gonna be pretty nice. Especially since it doesn't have a very long cooldown, and the range is quite big, so he can hit him from quite far away. And then there's also the rocket jump ability, as I like to call it. Basically, whenever Malik teleports, he deals a little bit of damage to the enemies that he lands on. So that could help him out a little bit. Right before he gets into melee combat, he can get some initial damage off. So yeah, that's pretty much everything about Malik. We're not gonna talk about his movement speed, but I guess we should. It's very slow. Like, look at that. That's a very low number. One of the lowest in the code, actually. But that's actually a good thing for once. Because the slower he is, the more time he's gonna have to cast the lightning strikes. So maybe having very low movement speed is gonna be an advantage in this case. Well, we'll see about that. Now, let's talk about the Paragon. Alright, so let's take a look at the Paragon and how he compares versus Malik. So, the HP is significantly lower, like a lot lower. I would say about twice as, he has twice as less HP, but his DPS is definitely higher, mostly because of his base attack rate being 1 second instead of 2. And 160 to 180 is pretty consistent, so he's gonna be dealing 170 damage every second on average, which is quite a bit considering that Malik has 0 resistances. Speaking of resistances, as you're gonna notice, the Paragon is pretty beefed up with 60% physical armor and 40% magic resistance. And his movement speed is pretty fast, which is kinda good. Now, he does have a special ability which allows him to stun the Archdemon, and it also pushes him back and it deals quite a bit of damage. The problem is, this ability can only target the Archdemon, and it cannot target any other unit in the game, so this ability will not be counted. However, the dual resistances in the code is classified as a skill, so we're gonna put this in the special ability category because Normally, a unit should have only physical armor or magic resistance, but the Paragon is special. So, that's pretty good. And since he has magic resistance, he's gonna be able to resist Malik's lightning attack, and his high armor is gonna be pretty good versus his basic attacks. So, who is gonna be the winner of this showdown? Who's gonna claim the victory? Well, without any further ado, let's get into the rounds.
Round 1, fight! Round 2, fight! Final round, fight! Flawless victory.
So, yeah. Well, that was embarrassing, Malik, now wasn't it? Goddamn, he didn't stand a chance. But then again, durability. That's what killed Malik. He wasn't durable enough. And compare that with his atrocious attack speed of 3 seconds. Yeah, he wasn't making it out of that one alive, unfortunately. So, that's a big L. Well, rest in peace, Malik. He had the same problem like Ulrich. So yeah, turns out the Paragon is indeed the superior one. And keep in mind, normally 3 Paragons are supposed to appear, so if he can barely take out one, imagine if there were 3 of them, he would die even faster. Poor Malik. He deserves buffs. He deserves many buffs. I don't know if Revengeance have modded the DLC yet or not, but if they haven't, well, they better get on it. So yeah, well, that's gonna do it for today's battle. Leave a comment down below, let me know which other enemies or any unit in Vengeance whatsoever you want to see them face off against another one. So, with that out of the way, that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I appreciate you for sticking around to the end. Subscribe if you want to see more of this content in the future, and while you're at it, drop a like on the video. It means a lot to me. And I will see you in the next video. Until it comes, that was King Rexy, over and out.